Hello to a very special flight report today, namely Turkish Airlines between Germany and Turkey, and that in both economy class and business class. We'll fly from Cologne to Istanbul in economy class and from the Bosporus back to the Rhine River in business class, and we'll take a look at what the airline has to offer, and that's quite a lot in both cabins. I'm Chris, and Travel Sync Fly is all about flying and traveling with lots of tips and detailed reports, and today it's all about one of the most popular and best airlines in Europe, Turkish Airlines. So come along in economy class from Cologne to Istanbul and in business class from Istanbul to Cologne. And we're starting with economy class, and an Airbus A321neo will fly us from Cologne to Istanbul in 3 hours. The queues at German airports are shorter again, but you have to plan quite a lot of time. In my case, an unbelievable 2 hours in Cologne for the queue at check-in, then at security, and finally at passport control. At boarding, I was quite impressed by the modern seats, both in business class and economy class. In economy class, the seat pitch is pretty good and the seats are comfortable with full leather upholstery, and they offer really good headrests and large monitor screen, which you'd normally only expect on long-haul routes. There's also simple headphones on the seats, so you can listen to the entertainment program, and that's actually the complete program as on long-haul routes. More about that later.
I'm really impressed already now, because just 20 minutes into the flight they're starting the lunch service, and that's not just a sandwich, but they really asked if I would like to have chicken or pasta. So it's a real lunch with a small appetizer, that's tzatziki I would say, and then I got chicken breast with vegetables and smashed potatoes, and then there's a chocolate cream dessert, something like that, some water, and then a fresh warm bread roll, really nice one, and then there's wine. I mean, they have quite a big selection of juices and soft drinks, and they have white wine and red wine. I was just curious, so I took the red wine, and it's not a special wine, but it is wine, and they have like still the little bottles. So I'm so impressed. I did not expect this. Well, I can only say cheers. So, just to say that lunch was really good, and it was also really a lot, because that was actually kind of a lunch that I would expect on a long-haul flight in economy, not just on a short hop like this one. And then you had the full beverage service, including wine, and other airlines would serve you maybe a sandwich or maybe just something to drink, maybe just water. So that was really quite impressive. And then I also had a little look already at the entertainment system, and even there you get the full entertainment that you would normally get just on long-haul flights, and I think it's worthwhile having a look at that too.
The entertainment program is the same as on long-haul routes. It's not one of the biggest in the world, but for a route like this, it's downright luxurious. I counted over 130 Hollywood movies, 75 other international movies, then 20 complete movie series such as Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter or X-Men. In addition, there's all kinds of TV shows, even though not entire season. Then there's meditation programs, and then there's a very nice interactive flight show that's especially handy on such a cloudy flight as today.
And here we we are at the lavatory, and of course they're not big. I mean, that's just the Airbus A321. It's like that. There's no further amenities, of course, like in business class, but yeah, it's just a regular toilet. But it's clean, so By the way, the price difference between economy class and business class is quite high here at Turkish Airlines. When I looked at it, economy class was about 150 euros one way, and the business class fare was about 550 and up. So that's quite a big difference. And I mean, I remember that sometimes when the regular price was 100, the business class was 300 euros, so that's quite okay. However, you can also wait maybe if you like and upgrade a little later, just before the flight. They offered an upgrade here for 220 euros, so you would save some money, but you can do that. Or you can also upgrade with miles from Miles and Smiles. That's the frequent flyer program of Turkish Airlines. Or you can also, for example, call your Miles and More, Lufthansa Miles and More service center and ask for an upgrade there, and their upgrades start at 10,000 miles. However, that's mostly just possible from the higher booking classes from economy. I'm sitting here now in economy class, and of course the next person is very close to me because it's a pretty full flight. But other than that, the flight is just 3 hours. We have really great entertainment. We have a very good monitor screen. We have good food, and if you're honest, the other or most other airlines offer this kind of food on a shorter flight only in business class. So if I don't have much luggage, I'm just wondering if I would book business class again, because it's already so good here in economy class. Yeah, well, Turkish Airlines, you won't change that, right? So my dear ones, we are approaching Istanbul already. Now what can we say about this flight? I would say economy class here at Turkish Airlines is quite good. So good that you can almost think about not booking business class unless you have really a lot of luggage. Otherwise you have your entertainment, you have quite good food, you have really good food, and so it's really a good flight in the end. So now we're going over and let's fly business class on Turkish Airlines with some other clothes back from Istanbul to Cologne.
So now we're in Istanbul, and in a moment we're gonna check out the business class on the same plane back to Cologne. By the way, I shot the pictures on 2 different days, so of course I didn't fly there and back on the same day. Well, have you ever been to Istanbul, or have you already flown Turkish Airlines in economy class or in business class? And what was your impression? Let's talk about it in the comments. Now we're going back to Germany with a much better sound quality, because it's always a little quieter in front of the engines. Our Airbus is already waiting here, but before the flight, let's take a quick look at the lounge in Istanbul, one of the biggest and best in the world. The Turkish Airlines Business Lounge is located on the first floor of the central area of this huge airport, and it's reserved for business class guests of Turkish Airlines and other Starlines airlines. There's live cooking stations everywhere, and from morning to night chefs cook well-known Turkish dishes such as köfte, and they bake fresh traditional breads. There's also several small buffets including fresh Turkish coffee, Turkish delights and delicious infused water. There's also wine, but it's really very hidden, almost bashful and unnoticed in a corner. The lounge offers showers, a children's play area, a golf simulator, and it's well divided into sections. Some are busier, some are quieter in an English library style. However, despite its size, the lounge is mostly really very full.
Well, that was quite an interesting visit to the lounge here in Istanbul, and now we're gonna go to the plane.
If you like my flight and travel reports, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it right now with the bell notification. It costs you just one click. I'm really happy, and you're making a big difference for the future of this channel. I'll spare you the pictures, but the boarding process in Istanbul was one of the most chaotic of my travel life. About 150 people wanted to go through the gate at the same time and pushed and squeezed as if there was a free house to win at the plane door, or as if there's some shooting going on behind us. So I prefer to stay back and wait a little. The cabin of this Airbus A321neo had the brand new regional business class of Turkish Airlines as well, with quite chic recliner seats with clear shapes. And here the view went out to the same plane of Gulf Air, where you find almost the same seats inside. Have a look at the Gulf Air report on my channel. Well, as a welcome drink there was a choice of water, lemon mint juice and raspberry juice, but by then the climate inside had already gotten a bit chilly.
Well, I hope that I can film here as much as I would like to really show you everything, because actually the head stewardess here, the purser, was not very fond of me filming here. She said I should not do it, but actually no, I don't film other people, I just film the seat and I film myself and how it is, to give you a good experience. And actually I think this is a really nice cabin, and they should be very proud of it and be happy that people are filming it. So let's see, I'll have a talk with her a little later, because I really want to show you this. Now we take off. So we are still climbing, and I mean the first impression of this seat is really pretty good. There's only two seats on the left side and two on the right side, while all the other European airlines have 3 and 3 on both sides, also in business class. And these seats are recliner seats. That means you can recline the backrest, and also there's some leg rest here. You can also pull up a little bit, and there's a really nice space for the legs, so there's really nice leg room over here. Look at this, so that's pretty nice. This plane is, by the way, 2 years old now, so it's pretty new. And well, the only thing I saw is that actually my backrest is not tight anymore. It's not, well, it's a little broken, but it's okay.
By the way, in business class, the entertainment program can also be operated via a very responsive remote control, although the monitor screen is of course not so far away that you couldn't reach it. Still, it's a nice gimmick. As already mentioned in the economy section of this report, the program itself is luxurious for European flight distances, and also in business class it's fun to see where you are, and this flight show is excellent. But now it's time to eat, and for this relatively short flight, Turkish Airlines actually has a proper menu. There was a substantial 3-course meal for this regional route, with some lovely Turkish appetizers including hummus, tzatziki and eggplant, then a choice of 3 main courses and dessert. As for drinks, there was the usual suspects of soft drinks and also champagne, but also Turkish wines, because Turkey produces more wine than you would think.
So here we're having the main dish, and it's lamb chop. It's a lamb chop with polenta and some vegetables, and all this on a flight of less than 2 hours within Europe. That's really quite impressive. Well, unfortunately I ate it all. It was so tasty, and I've never had a lamb chop with so much meat, and the meat was so good, so tender, so well seasoned, and also polenta crespel was so good with the sauce, just delicious. And now with dessert I'm gonna have some real Turkish coffee. You see they have this little piece of Turkish delight over here, and then they have the dessert. That's actually not what is on the menu. It's not a oven baked rice pudding. Well, maybe it is even, but I don't think so.
In Cologne, instead of a jetway, there were buses waiting for us. All 150 passengers were invited to squeeze tight together for our 100 yards journey, so we all got the chance to breathe and spit right into each other's mouths and throats. Finally, no more distance.
Well, I really hope that this flight report was useful for you. I hope you got some really good information out of it. And if yes, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel also. There's lots of really interesting airline reports coming up, hotel reports, and also reports from travel destinations worldwide. So come again very soon here. Stop by at Travel, Sing, Fly.